According to the latest news from the front lines, the fall of Seversk, it has almost become a fait accompli. Video of the Russian army planting flags. It was all over the city, all over the place. The Ukrainian army has little control left. Should I continue to hold on or retreat to preserve my strength? They must make a decision soon. Last 24 hours, the King Russian channel released a live video. Two Russian soldiers displayed the tricolor flag inside the city. Next to them stood two civilians who had been trapped for many days. Judging from the background, this is the scene. Should be filmed in the heart of Seversk. This is the first real-life image that has not been blurred. Such images usually mean the Russian army has regarded the area as a safe zone, or at least a semi-safe zone. Indicates the resistance of the Ukrainian army in the city is being compressed to the last few building strips. This also becomes a judgment. Seversk, the first clear sign that it is about to be completely wiped out. At the same time, neutral map and updates to some cleanup mapping services also appear simultaneously. They marked in their respective maps. The Russian army continues to advance towards the western border of the city. Even, a team has posted a trajectory of change for 3 consecutive days. You can see it clearly. Russian troops from the east and center continuously compress the activity space of the Ukrainian army in the central area. Last 24 hours, several pro-Russian analysts have directly declared the Russian army has controlled 90% of the city. The most prominent feature on the current map is a small encircled area appears west of the center. From the markings, this area has been almost completely suppressed by the Russian army. Only a few buildings are still marked as being cleared, especially the west bank of the Bakhmut River. It was originally a natural line of defense for the Ukrainian army. Now, after the Russian army was interspersed in multiple directions, cut into fragmented paragraphs, the map shows Russian military control. District is approaching. Only a few buildings remain on the riverbank. The Ukrainian army still exists, although the Russian Ministry of Defense has not yet officially announced full control of Seversk. But judging from the images released by the Russian military media, more and more images photographed in the center of Seversk, it shows that local Russian military activities have been turned public. According to the previous rhythm of the Russian side, an official announcement is likely to be made in the coming days. Once the occupation is confirmed, the map color will be completely changed. Southwest of Seversk, the Russian advance along the NO3 is also accelerating. Russian troops from Pakalovka. It has continued to move northward in recent days. Multiple cartographers near Vasilivka. New Russian military activity points are marked. Cross-reference multiple drone images. King Russian resources and the Zhongyu team unanimously confirmed. These points are the result of the steady advance of the Russian army, rather than the frontier fluctuations caused by a brief assault. The key to this direction. It is a large fortification group that has been operated by the Ukrainian army for many years. The fortifications were taken from Sandrivka, extended to Karankuri's Nikavak, further north to cover Zakitno-Sorn. The overall structure is extremely complex. Includes multiple layers of continuous anti-tank cover, reinforced position, traffic trench network, and points of mutual support. Wujun. It was once seen as the main line of defense for future large-scale battles. Not only is there a large stockpile of ammunition, it also built a strong masking system. But now the Russian army has moved from the south, east, and north. Synchronous approach to this offensive line. The southern route has the highest pressure because the Russian army can maneuver quickly along the MO3 highway and suppressed by intensive artillery fire. On the east side, the Russian army in the direction of Seversk continue to push northwest. Once Seversk is completely lost, the Russian army could deploy more mobile infantry in this direction. The northern line passes through the forest belt between Ozern and Zakitna. Keep dipping. Drive the Ukrainian army back into the core fortification belt. If the Ukrainian army cannot stabilize this large offensive line, the consequences will be severe. The Russian army may directly approach Slavyansk, the power station, the whole of Slavy, Yansk, and Kramer, the energy core of the Torsk metropolitan agglomeration. Once the war approaches, it will cause regional power outages and could force both cities. Early mass evacuation of civilians. At the same time, in the forest belt southeast of Lyman, the situation is also heating up rapidly. Battle concentration. Between Lyman and Yambol, the forest area has complex terrain and few roads, leaving both sides largely dependent on small infantry vehicles and drone strikes. The video released by the Ukrainian army yesterday shows the Russians entered the Delivka area, moved buildings and established a temporary foothold. Then the Ukrainian drone quickly locked the location and strike. Previously, this area has been regarded as a gray area. Neither side has clearly marked the control area on the map. But combined with the new video, after coordinate verification and terrain elevation analysis, attempts have marked it as a Russian-controlled area and adjust multiple small points around it synchronously. Although the Russian army advanced in the forest area, not as fast as urban warfare, but the trend is very stable. Next, the Ukrainian army will be forced to retreat into Lyman city.